So, what's it like? What's what like? Being so long. I mean, you're like really, really, really long. Rather pointlessly long, if I might add. That's only because I'm an extremely faithful adaptation of a book that everyone loves. And your younger siblings, will they be as faithful as you? The point is that I'm faithful. And how did that fare for you? Well, what do you mean? I mean, were you revered as one of the best of the franchise? I'd rather not talk about that. Or was it the worst of the franchise by both critics and audience members alike? I always get the two mixed up. Let's talk about you for a second. I'd rather we didn't. I mean, at least I'm not a ripoff. A ripoff? What am I a ripoff of? Ever heard of Brother Bear? Oh, come on. Nobody remembers Brother Bear. I do. That's only because you were already a year old by then. And anyway, it's not a rip-off if the studio making the rip-off owns the right to the thing that they're ripping off. Then it's like a soft remake. That's not how that works. Hey, look, between the two of us, who's got the Oscar? You do. And of the two of us, which one of us was directed by the same guy who directed Pixels? Speaking of directors, wasn't your original director, the woman who directed The Prince of Egypt, fired from working on you due to creative differences with John Lasseter? Who? John Lasseter? One of the pioneers of the studio you were created by? No, nobody by that name has ever worked for us. I think you're mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Well, let's just agree to disagree. I'd rather we didn't. Hey, by the way, what was up with Hermione being upset over being called a mudblood? What do you mean? I mean, she's Muggle-born and didn't even know wizards existed until a year prior in story. But after Malfoy calls her a mudblood, the conversation she has with Hagrid acts like she's well aware of the stigma surrounding the word, as if she was raised in an environment where the word would significantly bother her, like if she grew up being bullied over being Muggle-born constantly. But she wasn't raised in the wizarding world, so why would it affect her this deeply? I mean, in the book, she wasn't even aware of what the word meant, and Ron was the one that was deeply offended by it, which would definitely make more sense. I mean, yeah, it is a little weird. But we needed the scene to be more dramatic than it was in the book. Even if it makes no sense? Even if it makes no sense. Gotcha.